Hello everybody, welcome back. We are here with the new patch notes. Give me just a minute while I adjust some things here. Alright, so lots to go over here, a lot of confusing things. Um, we'll cover this once more tomorrow, just after the update goes live, like I usually do. Um, I have a lot of plans in place, and hopefully we can make it work out. So, tomorrow, 2-hour maintenance. As usual, same time as usual, it will go live, so I will probably be live sometime around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning doing a stream. And the first major thing here is Nanocore integration system. I have had almost 10 hours to sit here thinking about this. There is so much to consider here, and I don't know how it's gonna go. But we know some things here, so let me read through. As reverse engineering of nanostructures advances, the Concord Applied Science Division has announced a major breakthrough in nanotechnology. The Core Integration Array, enabling cores to gain capabilities similar to ring integration, so that you would think like 70%, 60%, and 80% integration. If it works like that. Main core. This is your core that you're going to integrate into. So this will be the one that would show on your main stats, and then other cores would be put into that to get those stats. So the main core, the core that serves as the base carrier and is used to integrate other cores, is called the main core. Once the main core activates a certain number of basic attribute entries, various integration arrays will be unlocked. For details, check the main core integration array interface. Subcore. This is an enhancement material installed in a main core slot to provide additional skills or attribute bonuses. Note: only nanocores that have been uploaded to the core databank, that means you have to be Omega Duo in order to work with this, can be used as subcores, and the ships compatible with the subcore and the main core must be of the same tonnage, though not necessarily the same model. Okay, so if you have like a bunch of battleship nanocores, there's going to be some of these that you can use as a main core, and then you can integrate other cores into that. Or you can integrate the same exact core into it if you need to. Or if you feel like that's what you want to do. You cannot integrate like a capital core into a battleship core. You cannot integrate a cruiser core into a battleship core. It has to be all battleship cores. Although it has to be battleship cores, it can be different battleship cores if you need it. So, for example, I can take a Marshall Star Melody core, and I could put in my Cobra Star Melody core. Or I can put in, like, a Raven Thermomagnetic Storm core. I think. Yes, it seems like that's the case. So, kind of interesting. We'll go more into what this actually gives us But the first batch available as a main core are going to be every paid Nanocore up until this point. So that'll be Neon Rain, Golden Age, Illusory Ghost, Blue and White Porcelain, Cyber X, Starbeat, Silver Waltz, Dragon Chant, Termina Echo, Shattered Star, Soaring Dragon, Star Melody, Astral Cat, Wings of Abundance, Snow Shard, and Auspice. That is a lot of Nanocores. I think the things that I'm interested in here are going to be like stacking Star Melody and then having like a Starbreak, which is Shattered Star. And then having like a Starbreak in there would be cool. And then maybe like I don't know. It's just very interesting. So the first batch available as subcores would be Mode Array 1, Defense Array 1, and Electronic Warfare Array 1. So that means you can put one nanocore in to get the mode out of it. That would be your activatable mode, so think something like Star Melody, where it creates that giant bubble around you. Or the newest core, Auspice, where it will drastically increase your DPS. It's very, very interesting. So you'll get one mode array. You'll get the option to put in a defense array, so I would probably go with something like Starbreak in the defense array. Starbreak has that healing, it has decent amount of defense bonuses, so that's why I would do that. And then you have the Electronic Warfare Array. Now this one's a bit interesting. The only nanocores that I know of off the top of my head that have good E-War effects would be Wings of Abundance, Soaring Dragon, Dragon Chant, and Astral Cat, I believe. Those are the ones with an activatable mode, but also, like, decent E-War bonuses. I don't know if the E-War bonuses will include things like Scram Resistance or Scram Strength. It should. Or, like, Capacitor Amount. If it includes, like, Capacitor Amount, that could make ships a lot harder to kill. In the end, just looking at this, it sounds like you're going to get one additional activatable mode that you can add to your nanocore from another nanocore that has an activatable mode, preferably. You're going to get a nanocore integrated into this for your defense stats. So, like Starbreak, like I said, has a lot of like shield bonuses and things like that. Could be interesting there. And then you could go with something like Soaring Dragon or Dragon Chant on your Electronic Warfare Array, because those have really good bonuses there. Now, that is a very, very expensive group of nanocores there. I mean, you're talking about $200+ or more, maybe like $400 worth of nanocores that you're putting into one integrated to make, like, the ultimate build for yourself. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. You could also go with, like, Cyber X under the Electronic Warfare array. I wonder if it will include the extra mid slot if you put Cyber X there. That's something I really haven't considered today. But if putting, like, Cyber X in the Electronic Warfare array slot allows you to gain that extra mid slot, or low slot, was it? No, it was just a mid slot. Man, that's an extra 4 points of warp scrambling. That's another, like that opens up a lot of build enhancements that you can do. Ships that really want that combination of E-War and Capacitor Warfare are gonna love that, if it's possible. I don't have any way to actually test that, because I destroyed my CyberX Anubis core a long time ago. Not Anubis. Is it Anubis? Barghest. I destroyed that CyberX core a long time ago on the Barghest. That was well before I started streaming. None of these other nanocores really come to mind with, like, a special feature for Electronic Warfare, other than CyberX giving that extra mid slot. Termina Echo might be interesting there, but I think that was more of a DPS nanocore. Alright. Mode Array. You must ensure that the subcore has already activated one nanocore mode. After integration, the main core will additionally gain the right to use that subcore's mode. But multiple nanocore modes cannot be activated at the same time. When you have two identical modes, after either mode finishes activation, you must wait half of that mode's restart time before activating the other. So that's gonna turn Star Melody into an absolute monster nanocore. So what I am thinking about, which was taking my Cobra Star Melody and putting it into the Marshall Star Melody nanocore, which would give me 2 Star Melody activations. That means I could use one for one wave. I could wait 180 seconds, 150 seconds, sorry. And then I can use Star Melody again, wait another 150 seconds, and I can use Star Melody again. If that is exactly how that works, Star Melody has just become essential for clearing out anomalies. If you want to massively increase your clear times, having 2 Star Melody nanocores is going to be incredible. Or, if you want to be, like, insanely tanky, you could have 2 Starbreak nanocores. Which, that is a whole nother problem. super capitals now have the ability to activate their star break every, 90 seconds? Ooh, I didn't really think about that earlier today either. When the developers said they wanted to make the game make ships tankier, is this what they had in mind? Taking capital ships and turning them into absolute monsters with Starbreak. Well, that is, I can see some problems there. Yeah, I can definitely see some problems there. We'll have to see how this plays out, but I do intend on showing off at least the Star Melody side of things. The Starbreak side of things, I don't have multiple Starbreak nanocores. I only have the one. So that might be a thing that I go toward in the future for my Wyvern at some point. Having double Starbreak would be incredible. Alright, Defense Array. After integration, the main core will gain all activated defense type sub-entry attributes from the sub-core's basic attributes. This does not include the gold nanocore side of things, so it's not going to be so overpowered, but still really overpowered. Alright. Electronic Warfare Array. After integration, the main core will gain all activated electronic warfare type sub-entry attributes from the subcore's basic attributes. Note, due to the risk of excessive core heat caused by integration, non-mode arrays will automatically downclock, and the integrated attribute values will experience a certain degree of falloff. So I'm kind of thinking this is going to be like a 60%, 70%, or 80% integration kind of thing. But even still, this is really, really powerful. Alright. So that's the biggest thing coming tomorrow. There is so much to consider about that, and so much that needs to be done to prepare for that, or make it happen. It is going to be interesting. Alright, Synchronization Protocol. When the main and sub-cores belong to the same series, or are compatible with the same ship type, so that would be like you put a bunch of Raven nanocores on a Raven nanocore, the corresponding synchronization protocol bonuses will be activated for each of them. The effect increases with the level, or the quantity, of sub-attributes in the subcore's basic attributes. Right, so it seems like if you have the same nanocore... Yes, this is super heavy on nanocores, Azam. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. If you have multiple Raven nanocores, and they're like the exact same nanocore, so, for example, Thermomagnetic Storm Core, and you stack them together on your main thermomagnetic nanocore, you're going to have bonuses applied. Hi, Snoopy, how you doing today? You're going to have bonuses applied to the stats that you're given for a greater bonus than what you would get versus, like, having a thermomagnetic, a research core, a clear sky, and a abundance core, or something like that. If you did all four of those, you would only get one bonus stack, because they're all Raven nanocores. But if you meet the all Raven nanocores and they're all the same nanocore, you'll get doubled bonuses. So if both conditions are met at the same time, the double bonuses will stack. Man, I love fishing, Snoopy. It's one of my favorite things. I'm glad Did you have a very good day? Alright. So, synchronization protocol effects differ between Nanocore series. Please go to the core integration interface for details. Alright. We're getting a change to Nanocore reprocessing. The reprocessing efficiency for nanocores and carrier experimental data will no longer be tied to the scrap metal processing skill. Capsuleers will receive skill points reset equal to the maximum level of the scrap metal processing as compensation. So scrap metal reprocessing is being thrown out. We're going to get a load of skill points to replace that. Whether or not you actually had scrap metal... That's funny. Whether or not you actually have the skill points put into your scrap metal reprocessing, you're going to get the skill points as compensation anyway. Angel fishing fleet, that's hilarious. I just imagine a bunch of Macarials with fishing rods hanging off the side. That needs to be a nanocore. Alright. So, reprocessing nanocores will no longer directly produce nanocore development materials, but instead generate an equivalent amount of material called nanolattice. Oh no. What did he post? What is he doing? Alright. So, nanolattice. So, thank you for the 75 watch streak. That's awesome. You're getting close to 100, aren't you? Nanolattice. The best way I can describe this is kind of like Concord points. Instead of getting the raw material that we used to get for breaking down a nanocore that we would then use to get materials for the nanocore that you're upgrading, you're going to be given this nanolattice material. And there's going to be a new store related to it. Now you're aiming for 1,000. If you reach 1,000 stream streak, I'll find a way to give you a capital ship. I don't even know if we'll have that many streams. Who knows? We're only at like 300 now. Alright. So, medium experiment data. So if you're in the game right now, buy up all of the medium experiment data. Can be reprocessed into a new material item called Nano Lattice. The reverse engineering function of all nanocores except capital ship cores will be disabled. The medium experiment data used for capital ship core reverse engineering will resume dropping after the related gameplay is optimized. So, if you buy up a bunch of medium experiment data, right now, you can get a bunch of nano lattice, if there's any on the market. Buy it now, and you will have a good time later. Alright. Nano Lattice Exchange Store. Capsules can spend Nano Lattice in the Exchange Store to redeem Thermomagnetic Storm and Dark Halo Battleship Core Opt Boxes, Advanced Research Core Opt Boxes, Nanocore Development Materials, IP, Skill Points, and other items. This sounds incredible. Depending on what prices they put and how much we're going to be given, you could get maybe a lot of skill points, or you can get that whole Thermomagnetic Storm Raven thing I was talking about earlier with the Nanocore integration. You would still have to have a paid Nanocore in order to actually do the integration, and you still need to be Omega Duo and actually do the integration as well. It remains to be seen if once you do the integration, that it will stay integrated if you drop down to Omega Basic. We'll have to figure that out. But it's something to consider. So a lot of good items there in that Nano Lattice Exchange Store. Oh, why did you not buy an Azazel? Or why are you happy you didn't buy an Azazel? That's kind of crazy. I wonder what the other items are. If it doesn't cover Thermomagnetic and Dark Halo, it doesn't cover the Advanced Research Core, the Nanocore Development Materials, IP Skill Points, what other things for other items? Oh, that's such a good choice. You could either do Double Starbreak or Double Star Melody. Melody and Starbreak is going to be pretty good, but if you're going to focus on PvE, do Double Melody. If you're going to focus on PvP or really, really hard content, Starbreak, Double Starbreak could be insane. Because you can do that. Yeah, I can't wait to see what this Nano Lattice Exchange Store has. It's gotta be better than the LP store. The LP store just feels so bad with how expensive everything is. Alright, we're gonna have a 7-day login reward. Log in during the event to claim Nanolattice and a Sleeper Battlecruiser Core Op Supply. Grab that. You're gonna want it. Make sure you get that. Alright. Making its re-debut after almost 2 years of being unavailable, the Ship Rental Project is back. Ship Rental Project is reopening with 30 new factions and a festive fireworks reward. Yeah, double sleeper Nanocore would be very interesting. Unfortunately, Sleeper Nanocore is not available for the main integration, so you're kind of stuck with, like, Starbreak and Sleeper, but that's still really good. I mean, you're talking a lot of extra tank. Alright. So, pretty cool. Ship Rental Project was a system in which you could send your ships that you're not using on a, like, 12-hour timer, and when it came back to you, it would, give you ISK, it would give you LP, it would give you some items once in a while. It was good, but there was a lot of problems in the past. I didn't have any problems when I did it, so, now I've got a lot more ships to use at my disposal, so I can probably just do this really nice. Ooh. Store update. Ship supply return. This is the one we've been waiting for 6 months for the ship supplies to come back. Actually, no, it's been less than that. It's been like 3 months since the last time we saw ship boxes. Alright. So, get 10 Cosmic Treasure Opt Supply at just 10% of the original price. So normally that would be 120 Aurum for 1 box. Now, it should just be 12 AUR per box. That is 120 Aurum for 10 Cosmic Treasure Op supplies. This will give you the option of multiple different ship lucky draws, or advanced ships such as Lancer Bodyguard Dreadnoughts, Assault Carriers, Shanghai, Lucent Moon, Marshall, and Navy Carriers. Yeah, at least it's 10 of them. That's like $35 you're saving if you do that. Let's see. Normally, it is 1,200 AUR to get 10 boxes. So paying 120 AUR for 10 boxes is incredible. That needs to stay around more often. That is probably the best deal you will ever see in regard to, like, ship boxes, but they don't only offer ship boxes. They also offer things like skill points. You can get like 3 million skill points there. You can get 15 million Lazarite. I'm not sure if they're going to offer insurance points in these boxes, but if they do, that might be a good way to get some insurance points for really cheap. Yeah, the counts from previous boxes should carry over. The only exception is if you had the Dragon Dragon Lancer draw box originally, and when they changed it to the Dreadnought box, that reset your counter for that. But otherwise, everything should carry over. I do notice here that it does not say Lucent Moon. It does say Lucent Moon. It does not say Cyan. So you cannot get your Cyan boxes here. This pretty much confirms that they are not bringing the Cyan box back. But also interesting to note is assault carriers here. These are the lightweight ship carriers, which would be like the Astarte, the Anaconda, Visago, and not Thanatos, Villain. Yeah, the Lucent Moon will probably go down quite a bit in price. Same with Marshall. Same with Shanghai. Dreadnoughts might stay at the same price. And assault carriers will probably drop in price. You might be able to get a cheaper bodyguard. Alright. Also returning with this supply is the fighter supply. Open it for a chance to obtain blueprints for integrated fighters and augmented fighters. So normally what this will do is you'll be able to choose between an integrated fighter blueprint, or you will choose an augmented fighter module, I guess you want to call it. So it's your choice on what you want to get out of that. This is how I got the heavy fighters for my Wyvern. Is these augmented fighter boxes. So that'll be very good for people who are looking for better fighters. Right. Nanocore Store Adjustment Preview. All decryption keys, which are used to open Nanocore collections, will be removed from the store, and will not return once removed. The Nanocore Collection Store will be closed, and replaced with Nanocore Collection Lucky Draw Box, which will be added to the Nano Lattice Exchange Store. The Lucky Draw Box is purchased with decryption keys. That's interesting to know. You can buy one decryption key for a billion ISK every week, is it? And inherits the Capsuleer's. Yeah, I would spend those keys now. I would not wait till tomorrow, because they might be gone. Alright. Lucky Draw Box is purchased with decryption keys and inherits the Capsuleer's accumulated guaranteed drop count from the original collection store. A new Research Core Lucky Draw Box will be added to the Concord Pass shop. It includes research cores for frigates, cruisers, battleships, and other tonnage categories. Hi, Jitter, welcome! Welcome, welcome. Alright, Concord Pass Shop update. Concord Pass Shop once again features 4 types of Skill Chip Lucky Chests, Dark Halo Nanocore Op Boxes, and Thermomagnetic Storm Nanocore Op Boxes. In the ISK Exchange Store, the weekly purchase max limit for skill points, General Nanosource, and Cloud AI Learning have been increased. The Nanocore store now offers Tesseract Star Cores. Interesting. I wonder how expensive those are going to be. But now we can just straight up buy Tesseract Stars. That's used for getting your AI core up and running. It's also used for your gold core. So definitely something to check into. Alright, Concord Pass update. Concord Pass rewards update. Some general Nanocore training material random boxes have been replaced with Research Core Lucky Draw boxes. The Doge Emoji Op box has been replaced with the Research Core Advanced Lucky Draw box. So I guess if you really want those General Nanocore training material boxes and Research Core Lucky Draw boxes, you need to do that today, otherwise you will be getting something else. Ah, yeah, congratulations on almost getting your Lucent Moon to a gold core. That's awesome. Optimizations. Optimize the ship information interface display of attributes related to ship jump drives and the Sun Chaser navigation system. 16 retired Logi frigates and Logi cruisers can now be reprocessed into basic manufacturing materials, extended the mission validity period. Oh, Jitter, if you've got a bunch of those laying around, we might want to save them and reprocess them. Extended the mission validity period of the Wayseeker Renewal Mission Series, added an auto-approval function to the mission sharing after enabling it. Capsuleers can have missions automatically shared with eligible assisting capsuleers without manual confirmation. Bug fixes. There's a lot of bug fixes. Fixed an issue where modules that exceeded the slot limit after structure was downgraded could not be removed. Fixed an issue where after a lance hit a carrier, the interface effect on its fighters might not be correctly removed when duration expired. Fixed an issue where the repair bonus from remote repair implants, stacked remote armor repair repairers, was lower than the theoretical value. Fixed an issue where DPS statistics in the fitting interface could be higher than the actual value when using sniping technology implant. Fixed an issue where freighters and jump freighters were treated as regular ships in the insurance system. Oh no. Oh no. Instead of that really good discount, now you're going to be considered as a capital ship. With that discount on your IP. Fixed an issue where the suspect status might not correctly determined when engaging suspect capsuleers in systems at war. Fixed an issue where the checkboxes in interfaces such as reprocess, Corporation Omega Clone, and contracts might not be selectable. Fixed an abnormality with the search function on the item adding interface in the contract feature. Fixed an issue where combat logs of destroyed disguised capsuleers could not be shared. Fixed an issue where numbers in the market and module information interfaces might be displayed as incorrect text. I believe I showed that off a while back with one of the capital ships. Fixed an issue where the votes to change corporation CEO might be unresponsive. Fixed an issue where the remaining material count might not be updated in time on the Nanocore rebuild interface. Fixed an issue where the Auspice series nanocores might display missile attack effects after being upgraded to level 6. That's funny. Fixed an abnormal display of the engine trail on ships such as the Cyan Sea. Yeah, that was weird. There was points in time where you could actually see straight through the model, through the engine, which is really weird. Fixed an issue with incorrect text in the Auspice Blessings event. Alright, so that is our patch notes. Some things to consider would be like double Star Melody or double Star Break. You could also look at like mixing things like having Star Melody, Star Break, and Cyber X. Cyber X for that extra juicy mid slot. Could be interesting. Double Wings of Abundance could be interesting. That's a lot of capability on a ship like Balgorn. If you could put Wings of Abundance on your Balgorn or your Azazel, and you have two of them going, you could really ruin somebody's capacitor. Double Auspice. You could theoretically, like, DPS have like 100, no, it'd be 90 seconds of downtime, and then you could go right back to DPSing. But that would be very expensive. You're talking about 100 million ISK in about 90 seconds. Yeah, Sea-Wiz needs to be a mid-slot, I agree. Anyway, that's just some thoughts. Double Star Break on a super carrier is broken. You're not going to kill that super carrier if it's full tank with double Star Break. You could go like double Star Break and then you could go into like I don't know, Soaring Dragon, Wings of Abundance. It's kind of scary that super carriers now could have 30% of their health back, and then 150 seconds later, they could get another 30% of their shields back, or armor. That is actually crazy. Actually, it may even be shorter than that. I don't remember what the cooldown of Starbreak is in between activations. Does anybody know? Okay, so it would be, you would activate Starbreak, and then like 75 seconds later, you can activate Starbreak again. And then you can just keep going back and forth like that for a while, until you hit your full reset. As long as you are able to maintain damage and keep that Starbreak charging, that could make your capital ship incredibly powerful for tank. Starbreak and Star Melody have just been made so much better. And they did not need this power. Alright. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow for the update. And I'll probably buy a bunch of stuff. Thank you, everybody. for your support, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, and be safe.